This is what you want. This is what you want. This is what you want. Beneath the comments or community hub section of whatever person that is somewhat successful, there's always somebody asking how did they do it, and everybody wonders. What makes that person special? How did they achieve that goal that they wanted to achieve? And while it is true that there are often at times secrets and tricks to do it, we all know one empirical truth for the matter. Enough consistency and discipline are going to allow for us to overcome our limitations. There is a lot of people that are successful and they had a somewhat smooth journey towards that success. I believe everyone could be successful if they put enough work in. Now, why is it that not everybody is successful and people that are successful don't seem to have somewhat so this tendency of hard work and dialed in? It feels like most people that have success, it came to them in an easy way, as if they didn't really have to fight so much as we think that we need to. Most of us give up before we see that result. But I want to talk about GAROU from One Punch Man, and a metaphoric scene which gave me a lot of inspiration to make this video. I think you're going to really enjoy how I translate this scene and put it into English, right? Put it into normal worldly terms for us. So stay tuned, maybe full screen or whatever, and pay close attention. First, a brief introduction as to who GAROU is. GAROU is a character that decided to do things differently. He said, I had enough. Why must the villain always be the loser, even when they are stronger? He played heroes versus villains when he was younger, and they always assigned upon him the role of the villain. Even though he was physically better or stronger than the hero on a 1v1, but they teamed up against him and they treated the monster in a monstrous way, and that bugged him. He was like, why should we admire these people that are behaving in such a cowardly way? Sure, it was just a children's game at the time, but I liked his profound way of thinking, and it was this way of thinking that thus made him into the man that he is today. So he took upon himself to have this philosophy of, I'm going to be the villain, and I'm going to be the monster, and I'm going to win. I'm going to be the one with the happy ending, the one that ends up on top. You can't really grow to dislike GAROU because he displays a lot of humanity, frankly more humanity than the heroes that he's up against. He just has his life philosophy and he's like strong and passionate about it. So you can't hate on a strong man. As he was fighting some heroes, there was a kid behind him and some guy was like shooting and stuff, and he said, yo, stop, there's a kid behind me, and the hero was like, I'm not gonna believe you, and started shooting, with no concern on the fact that there could be indeed an innocent civilian behind him. And he starts spraying him, and GAROU, instead of dodging and, you know, saving his ass a little bit more, he takes the bullets head on. This of course puts him at a lot more risk. Even though he is meant to be this monster, he's the one that really is behaving like a hero in this scene. So picture this, the guy had already fought with some of the top heroes out there, and he was tired and he just had begun resting. And he gets ambushed once again. He is pretty much already KO and he gets ambushed by about 8 heroes or something like that, or 6 of them. He displayed incredible resilience and said, you know what, these guys are stepping stones for me to become that thing that I want to become, that monster, that hero, whatever your goal is, right? The Hokage. So he fights hard and hard, he's getting shot, there's venom in his system, and he keeps fighting, and there's more blood dripping off of him. And soon enough, his courage awakens something in him and he begins to finally turn the tides back in his favor. And, you know, eventually he defeats all of them in a very incredible way. You know, display of resilience that he's, I don't know, it was really motivating. But it doesn't even end here. This is especially a villain, right? Villains usually, they get defeated and it's like, oh, I can't believe that the enemy, you know, the hero for them, or the enemy for them, the hero for us, was stronger than me, and then that's it, they lose. We don't often see a villain that's so resilient, so resistant, and has such a passion and desire to actually become stronger. Most villains are already at their final point and then that's it. No, this guy wants to become stronger and stronger, and when the challenges come his way, he does not run away from it. Even if it was already enough that he was exhausted before he fought those 8 heroes that were like a lower class, he defeats them, overcoming his limit, and then another S-class hero, well, 3 of them actually appear. And he needs to fight again. This is crazy. His hair literally changes color and like his eye as well. His monster-like transformation isn't the thing that's so cool for me about this, but the fact that he was, you could say, hopeful, even though he's like the villain and the monster. He remained hopeful for victory despite the difficult pinch that he was in, and he never gave up. This was the hero-like type of heart that we often see in the other protagonists, which are, you know, the heroes of every story. But seeing it from the villain this time, and kind of how it was depicted differently made you really root for him, and it, you know, awakened a little bit of motivation for, once again, making this video. Garou saw this as an opportunity for growth. Garou said to himself, maybe I am in a bit of a pinch, but this is not going to stop me. Because this is a pinch, it's an incredible opportunity for me to become stronger. This type of heart that Garou displays in the scene is incredible. Let's take it back to the real world. Imagine that you're living your life and problems come your way. Your car breaks down, the job interview like denies you, you're having some arguments with your girlfriend. Of course, now you worry about your mental health because all of these things are impacting you greatly. You would want to respond in a way that is, okay, I can't do anything about it, the entire universe is against me. What can I do but give up now? And you may give up. But this man right here, this villain, presents upon us a lesson from which we can derive great spiritual growth. We can now, looking at this scene, say to ourselves, if this guy, I know he's a fictional character, but this doesn't matter. If this guy didn't give up, even when he was all beyond his limits, even when nobody would have blamed him when, that's it, he couldn't fight anymore, he still fought. Where did he get the strength from? How did he overcome his limits? I don't know. We gotta be in these situations to see if we are about it, to see if we can go over to the other side of greatness. Often at times, myself included, we all give up. We all limit ourselves far back from what we are capable of. And it is a shame because the comfort zone never brings about actual growth. It is outside of our comfort zone that we do grow and evolve and become better in whichever aspect that we are provoking this growth in. Look, honestly, I don't really watch like movies or whatever or things like that at all. So for me, I get a lot of my inspiration from anime overall. And I grew up a little bit nerdy and all these things, and I proposed that upon myself that I didn't like the way that I was, that I wanted to become somebody more cool, right? Somebody more charismatic. I saw all of these characters in anime having different kind of successes, and I thought, if they can do it, I can do it. And this is a story about Garou, somebody who is actually the villain, inspiring me greatly. Normally villains are villains. I mean, look at Griffith from Berserk. God, that's like pure evil right there. But this man right here is an inspiration, and I hope that maybe you can check out the character and say to yourself, you know what? I can challenge myself too. And challenge yourself. And I hope that I can do that too, because it takes balls and courage, and you never get used to it. You never become good at challenging yourself. It's always hard. So good on you if you achieve to challenge yourself at least once. I'm proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself too if you do it. Anyhow, I hope you didn't miss me too much. I'm just back from my break. I missed you a whole lot. Strive to be 1% better every day, and much love.